Hello and good evening. This is Max Atlas. Year of Change, day 4. Today has been not a bad day. Got up nice and early, went for my morning walk. I'm starting to enjoy that in the routine. The meal preps are becoming second nature, which is unbelievable after 4 days. But when I say that, I'm maybe tricking myself a little bit. There's times I just think, why don't I just go and punch out a ready-made meal, keep it quick, keep it simple. But I'm going to push through because I'm knowing now exactly what's going in my food. I'm keeping better eye on the cost. I'm also looking at portion sizes, portion control, and looking at what I need and the amount that's going to make me feel full. And certainly having the salads most days, the mixed salads, has been fantastic. I think the flavors I'm getting through there, I'm just mixing it a little bit different every day, but the flavors I'm getting are very worthwhile, really, really enjoyable, and it actually enhances the overall meal. It's been too long, to be honest, just too long, where I've been sitting around, filling my body full of any crap that I want to, and not really expecting anything to change. Just this same old ease, distraction, taking the very art of food as part of the human experience almost out of it for convenience. Nip down the Chinese, nip down the Indian, $100 here, $100 there. This accountability has been really great. Overall today, feeling happy. I'm noticing actually a couple of spots on my face, which is unusual, but I've had a little read about that. Even though my diet is cleansing, my body will be adjusting to its new energy regime. And sometimes early on in these change of lives, so increased exercise, so sweating more, change of diet, so your body's adjusting to the new diet on a very, very base level, on a micronutrient level. And this has been something that I'm going to get to know more about as the months pass by. Absolutely. And I'll be sharing it with you guys. For today's activity, make sure you check out the blog, link below. Day 4, Year of Change, Change Your Perception, Change Your Life on Australia Unwrapped. So let me tell you a story about today anyway. So I was in my cupboard and I spotted some size 38 to 40 jeans that I used to wear a couple of years ago. I've been a little bit bigger than that recently, unfortunately. But I thought, it's day 4. I'm looking good, feeling confident. So let me try and squeeze them on. Good old skinny jeans. Now, they're not really skinny jeans, guys, but so I pull them up and I'm thinking, I'm going to get into these. Put it this way, it was tight in the nether region. I got about 2 buttons done up before I abandoned it because it was not working for me. One thing that's good, though, is I've now got a milestone to look forward to, get into my jeans. So that's definitely one thing I'll be working towards. With the daily photos, I'm not expecting miracles, but there is times when you're like, come on, suck it in. And instead, there's no change. And I think on a day-to-day basis, you're not going to notice any change. And I think that's one thing that the photos is actually helping me do. And I would recommend it, that while on a day-to-day basis, so day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, you're not seeing any change. If my diet is right and my exercise is enough, I think when I start looking back after 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 16 weeks, we're going to start seeing some real change. But at any point in that, if we were to look at one day to the next, I don't think there'd be very much change at all. In fact, I think it would be pretty much, you just wouldn't be able to tell. Whereas I reckon when we look at day 1, say compared to day 90, if I'm doing things right, let's hope there's a really, really big change. And then day 180 from day 90, again, I'd be expecting to see some significant changes, increased muscle mass, significantly decreased body fats. And it's certainly something that if that isn't happening, at least I can hold myself accountable through the daily photographs that I've been taking. One area that I've decided that I'm going to actually make the change with as well is I've probably tricked myself a little bit into having some Diet Cokes because of the almost 0 calories and treating it the same as water. But I think that in itself is causing some bloat. And I've read that fizzy drinks can cause insulin spikes, and also they can cause bloating, which I definitely am feeling bloated. And I need to distinguish whether that's because of the new diet that I'm eating and gut adjusting to that, or is it the Coke, which I think there's a good likelihood it could be. So quitting Diet Coke is happening today, and that's going to be interesting because it's my only source of caffeine in a main hit. I'm not really a big coffee drinker. I have the odd green tea, but not too often. So it's going to be interesting without the energy from the caffeine. I think that moving away from that kind of processed food, which I've already done, I think as part of Geo Diet, it's essential to also move away from unhealthy drinks and put things that are only nutritious into my body. And that obviously brings me on to the daily planner, and it's going really, really well. It's starting to, it's actually unbelievable when you start taking accountability for your day, how little time in the day you actually have. And you really appreciate the minutes and don't want to waste a single one of them. You know, it's really, even when I was sat watching TV this evening after work, just for that hour, there was actually a desire inside me to stop that behavior. And it's certainly something I'm going to work towards, as I've said previously. Do something that is more fulfilling, that's productive. And I think this year of change is going to be about becoming more productive in the time I do have available to me, rather than just existing and going through the motions, looking for those short-term dopamine hits. Now, work, obviously, work is work, guys. You know, we need it because we need to draw a salary to pay our mortgage, pay food, pay school fees, you know, medical bills, the list goes on. I'm trying to make the most out of it, but like some guy in the office today, let's just call him Billy Bob, like just cracking the shittest jokes. You sit there and you're like, do I really want to be here listening to this, pretending to laugh? And this whole kind of dynamic that goes on around that, and not wanting to upset anyone or hurt anyone's feelings, and it's kind of touchy-feely, not in the physical sense, the metaphorical sense of approaching conversations. And I'm starting to just pull back a little bit and thinking before I speak, just counting down from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, not out loud, asking myself, do I need to say something? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if it needs to be said, then I'll say it. But if it doesn't need to be said, just stay quiet and not engage. Because a lot of this stuff is mindless chatter. And I do not know to what end we're going with there. And I think if I'm going to change my perception, change my life, I need to change my quality of conversation and the quality of the people around me. Hopefully for me to be a better person and give back more to society and also add value to my friends and colleagues' lives. But I want to add value only in meaningful ways. And one way I can do that is by taking accountability for what comes out my mouth and controlling the only thing I can actually control, and that's myself. So exercises went really well. I'm increasing the exercise. My tolerance is increasing, which is really good. In some ways, I'm enjoying it, but there is actually, it is interesting because I'm so early into this journey. My body is screaming at me all the time. Stop. What are you doing? You don't have to do this. And it's just my mind saying, I want to do it, and trying to find some pleasure in the pain. What that means, I guess, is that even though my body is saying, stop, you don't have to do this, just go and watch TV, grab a tub of ice cream. I am instead trying to just keep refocusing and just keep bringing myself back to the present and taking accountability for the present. And that involves just pushing out that extra set of exercises and making the time for it to happen. Just to wrap up, guys, I'm really, really happy with how day 4's gone. Really grateful for you listening and grateful for the opportunity for me to take accountability for this next 12 months and get fit by 40. Max Atlas, year of change. Change your perception, change your life. Check me out on Twitter. Check me out on Facebook. Definitely check the blog out. Also, I noticed that I've already got some subscribers. Please continue with that. I'm really, really grateful for it, because although this journey is my journey, one reason I'm putting it into the public forum is for an accountability purpose and to share that journey with the hope that others may choose to follow similar journeys themselves at some time. So just hit that subscribe if you're still listening, guys. Again, thanks. Max Atlas, year of change, out.